let's see here. All right, I think we're live. Good deal. You are live. That's what I want to hear. All right. Now let's check YouTube, Facebook. See how we're looking there. Hopefully everyone can hear me okay. We're a few minutes early. I like to try these things out before then. I get a little smiley face from Ava. All right. How's the volume, everybody? Can you hear me okay? Hopefully you can. All right. Now, once again, if someone starts chatting with me, and I don't see it, if you could let me go. Okay, good. All right. Ava says I sound good. All right. Good. Then I'm going to take down the Facebook screen, and we're a few minutes earlier. All right. I usually like to jump on here a few minutes early just to test everything out. Let's see if I got one person watching Super Chat. Okay. All right. I'll go ahead and close that. I'll let you know if Bob writes, Ava says. Yeah, do that. Do that if Bob writes. All right, folks, I'm going to go ahead with the pre-show opening. I'll see you here in a few seconds. And we are back. Well, hey everybody, thanks for joining me. I am Brian Hogue. I am the host of Chiller Chat and also the host of Chiller Night Theater as Jack Shadow. And I invite you here to the Chiller Night Live pre-show. What I do here for the hour leading up to 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I like to just get online here and interact with viewers and let them know what's coming up here at 9 o'clock on Stream TV. 9 o'clock until about 3:30, 3:45 in the morning. That's every Saturday night. Hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving. I know I did here. And big kickoff to the holidays here, the holiday season. So hope everybody had a good one. All right. Looking at the chat so far. All right. Hopefully everything's going smoothly there. Still getting used to the multi-streaming. So let me know if you see any snags that I might be missing. Now, the schedule tonight. We have 2 new shows this week. And boy, I'll tell you, I was working hard to make sure that happened. Yeah, I was working, burning the candles at both ends here, folks, trying to make sure that we had some new programming here tonight. We have a brand new Chiller Night Theater and a brand new Chiller Chat. So let me put this up. This is something new I'm doing. Check this out. All right, 9 o'clock. Oh, Cassandra says hello, hello. 9 o'clock, Chiller Night Theater. The movie is City of the Dead. This is a brand new episode tonight, folks. And then followed at 11 p.m. by Chiller Chat. My guest tonight is Aaron Madden. 11:30 p.m., Chiller Night Theater. The movie is The Werewolf of Washington. 1:30 a.m., Chiller Chat. My guest is Kerry Haggard. And Kerry talks about his book, The Traveler. And then at 2 a.m., Chiller Night Theater. The movie is, once again, City of the Dead. So, I should probably... Well, Look at that. I'm playing around here with this stuff. All right. So there we are. There we are. Now, JW says, "Hey Brian, our crew is excited to see the movie tonight." All right. All right. Well, I'm glad to and excited to present it. This is a really good one. This is about this features, I really can't say stars Christopher Lee, although he is the biggest name in the movie. It features Christopher Lee. He plays one of the main roles, but he plays a Professor Driscoll. Is he an evil person or not? I guess that remains to be seen. We'll find out tonight. Raymond says hello. Hey Raymond, good to see you again. Brad says it's the Chiller Night pre-show with Brian Hogue, starring Brian Hogue, and now here's Brian. Here I am once again, every Saturday night. Ava said, "You messing around with the screen?" Yes, I was messing around. Now tonight, like I said, brand new programming. We have City of the Dead coming up, Jack Shadow, we got Aura the Witch, Elvon Knock the Vampire, and we will be featuring, and this is a really good movie. It just has that, in fact, it would have probably been a good Halloween movie, too. It's got that the old witchcraft, and it's Whitewood, Massachusetts. I don't even know if that's a real city, but it's kind of a parody of Salem, in a way. We've got this ancient curse that's put on the city of Whitewood by a powerful witch, Elizabeth Selwyn. Can the curse be broken? Well, tune in at 9 o'clock and see how that goes. And then at 11 o'clock, I have Aaron Madden is my guest. Brad says, 2 brand new programming, no way, unbelievable. Well, I'm here to make a believer out of you. Yes, I did it. I pulled it off. And it took a little bit of time this week. Yes, I even invested some time there on Thanksgiving, but by golly, we got it done. Now here I am with Aaron Madden. This is my guest here. Aaron's going to be talking about, he's a police officer with the Titusville Police Department, and he's going to be talking about the haunted house that the police department put on for the trick-or-treaters of the area of Titusville, Pennsylvania. Now, Autumn says, "Hi Brian, I'm watching you at my dad's." Well, thanks for watching, Autumn. I appreciate that. Glad you're watching us and joining us tonight. And well, Aaron's going to be talking about the haunted house that the police department threw together for the trick-or-treaters. That's kind of, I think it's their 3rd year of doing that in Titusville, Pennsylvania. So that's pretty cool. And also, now this is kind of neat, the Titusville Police Department entered this, I don't know if it's really a contest or what it is. It's a challenge, the Lip Sync Challenge. That's going coast to coast with various police departments. And their video that they did, and I'm going to show it tonight during Chiller Chat. It's they did the song "Beat It," Michael Jackson. And oh, Craig Weiss says hi. Hey Craig, how you doing? Glad you could join us. They do the video lip sync to "Beat It," and it's really quite a production. And Aaron talks about that, and their video actually went pretty viral when that came out. So. And then, of course, Aaron's going to be talking about a couple of his books that he has from professional wrestling. If you know Aaron Madden, you know he's a professional wrestler. He's been in the business of professional wrestling for almost 2 decades. So he's been around doing that for quite some time. And Brad says, "I like Rocky Reynolds with his Michael Jackson lip-syncing Beat It music video." Yes, LOL. And then Autumn says, "I like Michael Jackson." Well, thank goodness it's really Michael singing and not Aaron, because, nothing against Aaron, but I think we'd all like to hear Michael Jackson's voice. I'm just going to leave that there. Michael Redcrow says, 4-time NWA champ. Yeah, yes, he has. In fact, I have the I have an official mask back here by the Masked Superstar, who was one of my favorites growing up. When I was showing some photographs here from the 80s when I was a kid, when we used to go watch the wrestlers, Dusty Rhodes, Andre the Giant, Ric Flair, and the Masked Superstar, Mr. Wrestling #2, Jimmy Superfly Snuka, and Ken Patera, all these guys, all these legends. We used to. But Aaron actually introduced me to Bill Eadie, who was the Masked Superstar, and also Axe from the tag team Demolition, Axe and Smash. And then Brad says Rocky Reynolds was great at Madmar Pro Wrestling. Yeah, he has that every year. He does an event at the Crawford County Fair in Crawford County, Pennsylvania. Autumn says, I like the song Man in the Mirror. Well, that's a good song. They didn't do that one tonight, though. That's a good one, though. But Aaron and I talk about those things there, those topics. I'll take that picture down. And it's a very good episode of Chiller Chat. Like you say, you might be wondering, well, what's the connection with the Chiller theme? Aha! Well, we start out talking about the haunted house that their police department did. So there's me bridging that gap. But anyways, it's going to be a good episode. Very, very good one. And then those are the two new shows. And then, of course, we had The Werewolf of Washington coming up. That was last week's feature film. And then Carrie Haggard, who was last week's Chiller Chat guest, he's going to be on, again, talking about his book, Traveler, about the 1897 Aurora, Texas UFO crash. So that was last week. So that was a good episode. That's coming up. And then we'll top off the night with, once again, City of the Dead for you night owls who might be catching the show a little bit later on. Or if you watch it all night long, that's a plus too. So Ava says their haunted house was awesome. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. So cool that they do that for the community. Yes, it's very, very nice that they do that, and I think that's very positive for the police department to do that with the trick-or-treaters and Halloween. It's just a cool thing to do, And then now that's the new shows for tonight. Cassandra Blue, Diana Sylvia. She says, I'm always gonna see that and still say Cassandra. City of the Dead, also known as Horror Hotel, was directed by John Llewellyn Moxey, who directed The Night Stalker. He is 93 and still alive. I did not know that. He directed The Night Stalker. I had no idea. That is awesome. All right. Well, we have plenty of Night Stalker fans. I know that from just by talking to a lot of you. And Carrie, who's going to be on Chiller Chat tonight, I know he's a big fan of The Night Stalker. I'm a big fan of The Night Stalker. I know Cassandra, Diana, you and David, your husband, are fans of that show as well. I never missed it. Never missed it when it used to play. Upcoming guests. Boom. Okay, tonight, Aaron Madden, of course, I just got done saying. And then next week we'll have a brand new Chiller Chat with Tops Paranormal. And the Tops is that's Rod Fee and Annette Holmes. And together they have other members in their group, but they are going to be joining me for another episode of Chiller Chat. Cassandra says, love Night Stalker. If you've never seen that show, I suggest that you check it out. It's a very, very good show. I think I have it on one of my shelves over there with all my many movie collection. But Carl Kochak, and the thing is, the guy who came up with the X-Files, Chris Carter, was actually inspired by the show The Night Stalker. The Night Stalker was you followed the adventures of Carl Kochak, who was an investigative reporter, and he investigated all these. He ended up investigating all these, supernatural and monstrous events that were going on, vampires, werewolves, zombies. You know, they had all kinds of stuff like this on the Night Stalker. Well, Chris Carter thought, well, how can I take this show and make it a little more, I guess, practical? You had some FBI agents, you know, Mulder and Scully, who, you know, they had federal jurisdiction. They could follow these unexplained X-Files, you know, all across the United States. And they did just that. So let's see. Brad says, I was at Madmar Pro Wrestling with my dad and saw Rocky Reynolds perform at the Community Center in Titusville in November 2002. Wow. Yeah, that was quite a while ago. Yeah, he's been in it for a long time, as you can see. Long time. But he'll be talking about that tonight. And then we'll have Tops on next week, December 1st. Upcoming guests. There we go. All right, so multi-streaming. How are you viewers on Facebook enjoying this? You finally get to see all the neat visual bells and whistles that I've had on YouTube all this time. Well, not all this time, but for several weeks before. You folks on Facebook get to see it. Before that, you were just seeing the green screen behind me. So now you get to see a little bit more of an interesting screen. And when I put the videos and stuff like that up, you actually get to see what the YouTube viewers are seeing. So that's pretty cool. Brad was 18 at the time, he says, when he saw Aaron, Rocky Reynolds, performing at the Community Center in Titusville. That's very cool. Cool. Yeah, Aaron and I, we actually, as my first experience making a professional wrestling program. It was called KICW, Keystone Independent Championship Wrestling. It was a short-lived program, and my first experience with professional wrestling as far as producing the shows. And he and I put that together, and they were pretty neat shows. It lasted for the summer into the fall of 2011, and then the very next year, I just because of scheduling conflictions, I branched off on my own and did Dark Horse Championship Wrestling, so which aired weekly for 2 years on WICU, Erie's Lilly Broadcasting, NBC affiliate station in Erie. So I was pretty proud of that. And we might see that Dark Horse ride again one of these days. We will see. But I hope you guys are enjoying the multi-streaming. The services are through Restream. I hope you are enjoying what you are seeing here. These are just the first few steps in my multi-streaming experiences. We're doing live chiller chats on Tuesday nights, and now this week there was no way I could do that and get these 2 shows done tonight. I had to put in a lot of hours just trying to make sure that we had shows for tonight, but we got them. Brad says you should bring the Dark Horse back in a couple more years. Well, and then Raymond says yes. Well, that very might be. We'll see. I would love to bring that back. Once I get this is what I'm doing right now is a bit I'd hate to add to this because I'm just keeping up, but I'm just it's just me for the most part, as far as writing and the editing and stuff like that. It's pretty overwhelming, but once I get in a position to where I can branch off and grab Dark Horse and pull it back up with me again, that would be fun. I would love to do that. So we'll see how that goes. But the multi-streaming, I've been doing live chiller chats on Tuesday nights, and then I prepare them for Saturday nights. I'm thinking about combining down the road. I'm thinking about combining this show right here with chiller chat, so it's all one show. So we'll see what we come up with Brad says, I can't wait for chatting of Jack Shadow. Yes, that is coming up. That's another thing that's coming up here is the live Chiller Night Theater with Jack Shadow. And that will be coming up. I think we're going to start with, we'll probably start the year off in 2019 doing a live Chiller Night Theater. Brad says, yay. But that's coming up, and I think the first presentation will be, Jack Shadow will feature the 1922 silent classic Nosferatu, starring Max Schreck as Count Orlok. Yes, you heard that right, Count Orlok. We can't call him Dracula because of Raymond says when. Well, I'm still in the process of finalizing that, Raymond. It's possible that it'll be the first Saturday of the year. Let me see if that looks like that's a possibility. That's a possibility. That's a possibility. Whoops, I'm looking at the wrong year. First Saturday would be the 5th, January 5th. It tentatively will be January 5th of 2019. So we'll see. That's the first Saturday of the year. So that would be cool. What a way to kick off the new year with live Chiller Night Theaters. And I actually did that at Raymond's suggestion. And that the neat thing about that would be, David says, if you combine the two, it would be cool if you broke it up with classic movie trailers. I've actually played those before, but yeah, I agree. I would like to do stuff like that. You know, like when I'm talking about the movies tonight, play the trailer for City of the Dead and stuff like that. I think I was even doing that as recently as last week. But yeah, it's gonna be like a kind of like a radio show in a way. I mean, a lot of it will be this, and then I'll take 30 minutes of that time and throw in a chiller chat. I'll have a guest on here. What I'm kind of waiting to do before I do that is get the Skype activated. When I get the Skype where I can actually have a guest from anywhere on the show, and you see that guest right here on the screen or wherever wherever I have the screen, that's when I think that I will combine the pre-show with chiller chat. And we'll see how that goes. Let's see. Raymond says, cool. Brad says, I think it's going to be so cool. First Friday of every month. Or is it Saturday? Oh, yeah, that's right. We were talking about Friday, weren't we? Huh. That's right. We did mention First Friday. Maybe we'll do it the first Friday of every month. The reason being is I don't want to conflict with, you know, the Stream TV schedule. Now there are other TV stations that play the programming, but Stream TV is my platform. That's the one because I've got other TV stations that play it, but I want to direct you to one. And streaming services are you know, it's every Saturday night. They've given me a big bracket of TV to, you know, to present my programming. So that's the one I'm going to promote. And they are making it possible for me to do this every Saturday. And so that's what we're going to do. Is it Saturday? I think we will do the Friday Night Frights. We'll call it that. First Friday of every... Yeah, okay. I take it back. First Friday of every month. I don't know about first. That's quite a commitment. Let's say the first Friday of January. I'm sorry, Raymond and Brad. Yeah, you're right. Friday would be the 4th, January 4th. Okay. I think we'll try for that. All right? We'll try for that. January 4th. So, and then Raymond says any night is good for me. Brad says don't disrupt the stream media.tv schedule on Saturdays. No, I don't want to do that. And Tom says you could always just stream the live show on stream after it's done. You know, I could do something to where. Well, let's stick with the original. We'll try the original plan. Maybe we'll go with the Friday night. I think Tom, you suggested that one time. Maybe once a month on Fridays to do a live Chiller Night Theater. But I'm still, hey, I'm open to whatever you guys are suggesting. So let's do that. And I've even, hey Tom, I don't know if you were on at the beginning of this, but I actually reduced the audio, the volume of the opening. So I'm about to play the promo for the show, the Chiller Night Theater and Chiller Chat promo, along with the promo for the book. So we'll see if the volume, how the volume is on that. I'm kind of testing the waters with this as well. It's kind of why I'm playing it as well. So I'll see you guys in about a minute and a half. Watch Chiller Night Theater and Chiller Chat every Saturday night on Stream TV. Chiller programming airs every Saturday night beginning at 9 p.m. through 3 a.m. Watch Jack Shadow host classic and not so classic horror and science fiction films of yesteryear on Chiller Night Theater. Then Brian Hogue hosts Chiller Chat, the weekly talk show that discusses paranormal activities, horror and science fiction movies, and mysteries beyond. If you like horror, science fiction, and the paranormal, Stream TV is the channel to watch every Saturday night. Go to streammedia.tv, that's streammedia.tv, to connect to Stream TV's Roku channel. Or watch Chiller programming online on Chiller Night Theater's YouTube channel, or at chillernighttheater.com. That's chillernighttheater.com. chillernighttheater.com. Chiller Night, the Spirit of Halloween, a young reader's book written by Jennifer Sadler, is the first of the Chiller Night series featuring Jack Shadow. 5 teenagers head out for a night of trick-or-treating, but lose themselves in a dimension of horror. Now they race against the clock to save their souls from the Spirit of Halloween himself, Jack Shadow. This All Hallows Eve fantasy is a thrill a minute, and the first in a new series of Halloween fun and fright. Take a step back in time through the veils between the living and the dead with Chiller Night, the Spirit of Halloween. Cover art by Rick Whitlow, illustrations by Scott Lubin. Chiller Night, the Spirit of Halloween is available to purchase on Amazon.com or get your copy at chillernighttheater.com. That's chillernighttheater.com. chillernighttheater.com. Okay, there we are. There we are. Tom says we could always just, I know he said that before, you could always just stream the live show on stream after it's done. And then Brad says awesome promos. Thank you, thank you. What I'm gonna do, I'm starting out with Nosferatu, because I think a lot of you guys would like that. I would like that, but I don't know that the average viewer would necessarily like a silent movie. Maybe they would. I'm thinking that this would be a good opportunity for me to try out the live show, so that you can be chatting with Jack Shadow, and then it'll be done in the same way, the same format. You'll see the show just done the same way. The only difference is Jack will be sitting a little closer than normal. And the big difference, of course, is live interaction with Jack Shadow. He'll come on in various parts throughout the movie. He'll give his commentary, or, his observation of the movie. And then at that point, you guys can talk to him. He can talk with you, and then go back to the movie. I think it'll be fun. It'll be a neat way to start the year. Okay, Michael says, all the audio levels flowed nicely. No shocking increases or decreases. And Tom says, audio on those was perfect. Ah, good. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I did that earlier on, and I wanted to make sure that I also did the opening, the intro opening that way too. I lowered that because I don't like that either. It's like you're sitting here listening to this, and then it's just thunderous. Raymond says martini in hand. Yeah, he's gonna find out eventually that I have his martini, his glass and garnish, and he'll. I know I'll have to give that back to him and return that to the castle before Jack goes on. Tom says silent movies are awesome, especially horrors, especially horror. No worries, Brian. Okay, outstanding. Great, great, great. I love them. I love them. I grew up, I guess my inspiration, along with Chiller Theater, the show that I used to love watching with my family on Saturday nights, I used to love the stuff like the old EC comics back in the early days, you know, published by William Gaines and all those, with the old Crypt Keeper and the old Hag and the old comic books that they got, the Tales from the Crypt. Well, that's what it was called, Tales from the Crypt. They had a few other titles as well. Then, of course, you know, they had the movie Creepshow, the Creepshow movies by George Romero and Stephen King. I don't know. I just have always loved that type of thing. Those old horror movies and the Universal horror, Hammer films. I've always loved the silent movies. I don't know, just a big horror fan. But speaking of that, the old EC comics and that, you know, that's what kind of inspired the Chiller Night book. Just that this is intended to be, and it is. It's going to be the first of, you know, cross my fingers, many Chiller Night books. So this is a really well done book. I'm very proud of this book. I didn't write it. Jennifer Sadler wrote the book. A gentleman by the name of Scott Lubin was the illustrator. There's the trick-or-treaters there. And then the cover art was by Rick Whitlow. Does fantastic work. And let's see here. There should be a picture of my favorite Lord of Darkness here. Aha! There he is, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Jack Shadow. So there is the book right there, Spirit of Halloween. That's available on Amazon if you're interested in that. Cassandra says, love silent movies. Brad says, I will do everything I can to promote the Chiller Night chat with Jack Shadow. Awesome, great, thank you, Brad. I think we're going somewhere with this. I would love to think so. I really would. I really would. If you enjoy what I'm doing, if you enjoy the programming, you know, something that could help is just simply sharing this video. You know, if you're watching this on Facebook, if you don't mind hitting that share button, I would certainly appreciate it. I'm trying to build up my internet presence as much as I can. Stream TV already had theirs established before I even was invited to participate in their programming. So, but you know, from ground level, I'm trying to build up my social media and YouTube and all that. So, but you know, some of the other books I'd like to mention too are, I saw JW on here earlier, but J.W. Burchick's book, The Hybrid Dead. Now this is I don't think this is the final copy here. This is one of the edited, earlier edited versions. But this is a neat book about the zombie apocalypse. So David says, Jack Shadow comics and action figures need to creep out of the graves for everyone to enjoy fun, the kids and the older kids as well. Funny you should say that, David. You never know what 2019 will bring. You never know. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Some things I'm kind of would like to see down the road. Brad says, I'm sharing and telling everybody about this every week. Oh, I know you are, Brad. I see you. I see you. You and a few others are really diligent about that. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. I'm selling, Brian. I'm selling, LOL. Thank you. And, you know, even if you don't share, I mean, I'd love it if you did, but even if you don't, the fact that you're joining me right now, that's something. And I do appreciate that because, you know, for someone to spend I value my time. and I know that you must value your time. And the fact that you're sharing that time with me right now on a Saturday night, that means a lot to me. And I don't take that lightly. I really mean that. I've always felt that way, even back with my haunted houses and stuff like that. The people who came out to help, the people who went through it, that meant so much to me. To get somebody to join you in whatever capacity that may be, I do appreciate it. Every week I do. JW's book, The Hybrid Dead. If you're into gore and the zombie apocalypse and piranha-like zombies, that's the book. That's the book for you. Another book here from a guest who was on last week and will be on later on tonight is Traveler, and that's by Carrie Trent Haggard. And he's talking about the Aurora, Texas UFO crash in 1897. So that's really cool. He was on last week talking about this. So if you missed that, you might want to check that episode of Chiller Chat out at 1:30. Another was by Daniel Dewing. Now this is a first copy of the Fringe Night comic book, and Daniel was on one of the episodes of Chiller Chat, and he was talking to me about the Fringe Knight. The Fringe Knight is a character, superhero that fights paranormal creatures such as vampires and werewolves and zombies and stuff like that. So that ties in really nicely with my love of horror and science fiction. So the Fringe Knight, check that out. Check out Daniel's Facebook page if you get a chance. And then of course, Chiller Night, The Spirit of Halloween, my book right there. Let's see. Okay, excellent. Now, back to the schedule. I'm going to show the schedule here real quick. Watch this. Boom! How you like that? 9 p.m. That's coming up here in less than half an hour. 9 p.m. Chiller Night Theater. It's a new episode tonight, folks. Brand new. City of the Dead. 11 p.m. Brand new Chiller Chat. Brand new with guest Aaron Madden. Some of you wrestling fans may know Aaron as Luscious Rocky Reynolds. And then at 11:30 p.m. Chiller Night Theater. The Werewolf of Washington. And at 1:30 a.m. Chiller Chat. My guest is Carrie Haggard. And then at 2 a.m. Chiller Night Theater. Once again, City of the Dead. So that's a really good movie. Really good movie. I probably should have played that for Halloween, but that's just I don't know. It just has that look and feel of Halloween to it. But you'll get to see it tonight. Anyways, Brad says I'm sharing and telling everybody about this every week. Oh, I already read that. Well, thank you, Brad. Thank you again, then. And then upcoming Chiller Chat guests. If you missed that, boom, right there it is. Aaron Madden's on tonight, and then next week on Saturday, December 1st, we're going to have Tops Paranormal, and they will be on talking about their investigations. Raymond says, great movie. Oh, City of the Dead. You like that? I first time I saw that movie, I just loved it. Absolutely loved it. I'm glad it's in the public domain so that I can feature that. We did this about, when did we do City of the Dead? Probably back in like 2009, something like that. We played it for Sleepy Hollow Theater, my first show, my first hosted horror show. So, yes, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Tops Paranormal will be my guest, a brand new Chiller Chat again next week. So, not a brand new Chiller Night Theater, but brand new Chiller Chat. I'm not sure what we'll play next week. But, okay, that's the upcoming guests. And then we'll have more, and I like I said, I've been doing the Chiller Chats live on Tuesday nights. However, now this is something, once I figure out how to use Skype with this multi-streaming service, I'm planning on combining this show with Chiller Chat. And the reason kind of being is because this show is just this show has afforded me with the opportunity to get the familiar with the equipment. You know, I've been using this to figure out how to use this equipment. Chiller Chat, I've been doing that for 10 years, but I would like to get Chiller Chat as a kind of a miniature coast to coast in a way, where it's me interacting with you, and then boom, I've got a guest. So if I can combine the two programs, I think that would be good. And then J.W. Burchick said, I was just talking about his book. I just mentioned him a little bit ago for Hybrid Dead. He said, just ordered your book. I hope everyone does. I read a bit of it, and it sounds scary. Kids will love it. Yes. Yes, kids will love it. Well, thank you. I appreciate that very much. It is a young reader's book. I think I have some ideas for the upcoming stories, and I think I'll probably keep it in the range of young readers, like teens and, you know, young adults, that type of thing. Not the probably won't be on the level of like a Goosebumps kids level. You know, it'll be the next step up so that teenagers would read it. I think the content of the story is a little more mature. I mean, anybody can enjoy the book. I read it. I was very entertained by it, and I think you will too. So let's see what we have here. Oh yeah, the combination of oh, thank you, by the way, JW. I do appreciate that. Anybody? Oh, Christmas is coming. Makes a great Christmas present. Hey, I like how you're thinking. So yeah, that could very easily fit into a stocking. So in fact, any of these books could. I suppose you could, for the Fringe Night comic, you could kind of roll it up. I don't know, but I think it's cool to have authors on the program. I really do. I think it's interesting. I'm starting to kind of get this nice little network of like-minded individuals who just love horror and science fiction and the paranormal. And Brad says, I'm missing comments again. Scroll up. With what I'm looking at, it won't help if I scroll up, but I appreciate you telling me, because what I can do is because I'm seeing everything that I'm seeing here. It's not that I'm missing anything. This is everything that Restream is providing to me on the chat board. But what I can do is I can go to Facebook right now. Let me see. Is it Bob? Is that who we're missing? Am I missing Bob again? All right, let's see what we're doing here. Let me see who I'm missing. I don't want to miss anybody's comments. All right, let's see. Wow, I got a lot of comments here. Okay. Let me see here. I'm looking, Brad. I am looking. You know, that's not showing me. Oh. JW says, did you break the internet? I hope not. I'm looking for the comments that I'm missing. I can't see them on there. I'm going to Tom says Silent Bob. Yeah, that about sums it up. I don't know. Is that who I'm missing? All right, I'm gonna find out. I'll see it on here. That's funny. That's all right. Let's see. Bear with me, folks. Technology is. I'm suffering the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune of technology here. Let's see. Let us see who I'm missing. Will this tell me? Whoops. Okay, I don't see any unfortunately I do not see any comments that I'm missing. I don't know. All right, well you guys will have to help me out here. All right. I'm sharing and selling my time and effort with Chiller Night Theater, not just pro wrestling, LOL. All right, I appreciate that. I do see you doing that, and I do appreciate it. Always appreciate that, Brad. Thanks. Chad Cornell says, "Oh man, almost missed the pre-show." Oh, I'm glad you joined us there, Chad. Brad says 15 minutes until Chiller Night Theater. That's all I know. Well, let's see. Boom. I just took down that. All right, web address. This is kind of neat. But like I was saying, with the once I get the Skype figured out for this multi-stream, I will be combining the pre-show with Chiller Chat. I think that'll be fun. I would love to sit here for even starting it a little earlier, because a 30-minute segment of this program will be me talking to a guest, and once I get that all figured out, I know Chad, you and I were working on trying to get that. You got it working with yours, but I wonder if it's because I'm multi-streaming with Chroma Key somehow. I think that's it. I think somehow the Chroma Key is interfering with my camera with that window capturing device option or something. But anyways, Brad says how time flies fast when you're having fun. That is true. That is very true. Upcoming Chiller Night Theater, Nosferatu. That will be. What do you guys think? Friday? I mean, I think that makes sense to do for maybe first Friday of every month. I forgot that we had said that, but that makes sense. That makes sense. Raymond says, do you prefer YouTube or Facebook? I really, honestly, now that I have the multi-streaming, I don't have either one of them pulled up. I do everything through this multi-service streaming service called Restream. But if they can't fix my chatting to where I can see everybody's chat, I may have to shop around. I really don't have a preference. I guess I get more interaction with Facebook, just because there were more people who already knew me on Facebook. Some people were seeing Chiller Night Theater. They might be familiar with Jack Shadow, but they didn't know me, I guess. So for me to get on YouTube, it's warming up a little slowly, a little slower than on Facebook. That's the only thing I can figure. Raymond says Friday is fine. Okay. Tom says Fridays would be great. I'd carve out time for that. Excellent. Okay. And Brad reminded me that I did say Friday, so that does make sense. Now that refreshed my memory. I've had a very packed, trying to get all this stuff done. I did forget that we said Friday, but that does make sense. Chad says Chiller Night Theater or 80s MacGyver. Well, that's how I feel sometime with trying to make all this stuff work. I don't know, MacGyver never had to deal with computers and software and stuff like that, did he? I don't know. That was back in the 80s. I mean, he was making, he's taking an ink pen and a rubber band and making a tank or a bazooka. Let's see. Brad says, I'm multi-streaming Chiller Night Chat with Jack Shadow. What do you think, Brian? You're multi-streaming? Chiller Night Chat with Jack Shadow. Oh, geez. I don't know. Chiller Night Chat. Well, I think we'll just probably call it Chiller Night Theater, because then what I can do is I can actually take that episode. You'll be seeing it live, but what I can do is I can then take that episode and still send it off to the TV station. That could be played. Maybe not Nosferatu necessarily, but I could do other programs rather than just silent movies. Brian, Ava says, Brian, what's he doing? LOL, MacGyver. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. What do you? I don't know. MacGyver. Oh well. Upcoming Chiller Night Theater Nosferatu. Oh yeah. I wanted to show this picture of Nosferatu just to remind you all how freaking cool that is. Nosferatu. Just think about this. 1922. 1922. Okay? That was almost 100 years ago. And to this day, Max Schreck's vampire, Count Orlok, was Dracula. All right, copyright. But Count Orlok is still one of the best freaking looking vampires in movie history. Okay? There's no denying that. So, Brad says 10 minutes until Chiller Night Theater. Ava says, I'll explain when you're done, LOL. What's he doing? MacGyver. Okay. I thought you meant where's MacGyver fit into this. I don't know. I'm taking it that Chad meant that that's how I am sometimes, trying to get things figured out. But MacGyver's a little quicker at successfully figuring this stuff out than me. It takes me months and months and months. But I am getting it. That's why we're here right now. That's why you're seeing. That's why those on Facebook are seeing Nosferatu and seeing the cemetery or the castle behind me. I guess it's just a castle. But is because I am figuring this stuff out. We're getting there. We're getting there, folks. But boom. But there goes Nosferatu. Yeah, we've got 9 minutes left, and I don't take us right up to the minute because I do like you know, whatever you need to get prepared, by all means get prepared. If you're gonna settle in, I appreciate you guys joining me again tonight. We have two new. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? 2 new episodes. I'm gonna bring up this really cool picture that I put together today. As I'm talking to you guys, because that's how confident I'm getting with working this stuff. I will upload this. Where is it? Check this out. I put it on Facebook earlier today, but you folks on YouTube may not have seen this, and you still might not, I guess. Maybe this was, aha! Here we go. Look at this. Look at this. All right. Isn't that neat? That was my promo picture today on Facebook. New Chiller Night Theater and new Chiller Chat. So, all right. J.W. Burchick says, hey, David. And Brad says, or what about Chiller Chat with Jack Shadow, first Friday night of January? I don't know about that. I think he's better off in his comfortable environment as at Chiller Night Theater. Let's see, Chad says tomorrow night Buddy's location will be on the Travel Channel's Haunted Cases. Oh, that's cool. Haunted Case Files. All right, that's the guest you were talking to. David Long says, hey, JW. Raymond says, see you later, getting ready for the movie. Okay, and so shall we. I think we'll take your lead there, Raymond. Cassandra says, Bram Stoker's widow ordered all copies of Nosferatu to be destroyed because she felt it was a copyright violation. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's weird, that story, the behind-the-scenes story of all that. Chad says, Madison Cemetery. Or Seminary. Okay. Well, cool. Well, folks, once again, I am, look at that, right there. That's coming to you in just a few minutes, that big old lineup there. Okay, from 9 p.m. until, you got to figure, at least till 3:30 a.m. Tonight, we've got 2 new episodes tonight. Count them, 2. All right, so, thanks for joining me again tonight for the Chiller Night live pre-show. And stick around, go to Stream TV. Just go onto their website and watch it online streamed, or go to their Roku channel and watch it that way. So folks, thank you very much. I appreciate you joining me. Now get ready to join Jack Shadow and then me later on tonight for Chiller Chat, and I will see you next week. So see you later. Have a good night. Have a good chiller night.